home, welcome to my kitchen. We're going to do a little bit of, okay, I got the wooden spoon on because my daughter's making me crazy, and if she comes near me, she's gonna get it today. Stop laughing. Okay, we're going to be making... Hello, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to do a little bit almost of a live show. We're going to make a simple tomato sauce and gnocchi. So put it all together. We're gonna have gnocchi alla Sorrentina with the mozzarella. So first thing I'm gonna do quickly is put the potatoes in. I'm gonna talk about the potatoes. You usually figure 1.5 potato per person. Since my lovely girls eat more, so I have about 5 pounds here. I like a yellow Yukon. Even in Italy, they call it patata pasta gialla. I did throw into Idaho because I want to complete a 5-pound pack. What you want to do, make sure they're pretty much the same size. This is a little bigger. Hopefully, it all cooks evenly. Okay, let's get started. So I filled up a pot of water, cold water, washed the potatoes. Now it's here to boil. When it comes to the boil, I'm going to lower it and put a lid on it. I'm going to move right over to the my saute pan, and I'm going to start making a simple tomato sauce. Now I'm using 3 28 ounces San Marzano tomatoes. Might be a little more than I really need, but I never mind having extra tomato sauce in the fridge because it's always good. The kids come from school, or you can make little pizza sandwiches, or you can use it for an eggplant parm. It's always good to have extra tomato sauce. So I'm going to be using three cans. I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of olive oil, extra virgin. Always make sure you buy a good olive oil. Make sure you, when you come home, taste it. Make sure it's real olives, that it has great flavor. I'm not going to chop up the garlic. I'm going to leave it whole, and that's because I'm going to be removing it. Okay? Basically, the tomato sauce is going to be oil, garlic, and tomatoes. Of course, fresh basil. And that's it. So now let's get it golden, and then we'll add the tomatoes. Do not burn the garlic, otherwise it will be bitter. Now I'm going to higher the flame and add the tomato sauce. Don't forget also to rinse the cans and also use the water. Okay. What I do is I just go from one can to another. Okay, here it goes. And I'm gonna put the 3rd can of it in. Now adjust, put some salt in it. Okay, once I start with a teaspoon and then taste it later. Lots of fresh basil, and just let it cook. Okay, the tomatoes have come to a boil. What I'm going to do is remove the garlic. Okay, now I use peeled tomatoes, so you don't want them such big tomatoes. So there's 2 ways to do this. You could use a potato masher and just mash them down, or if you have an immersion blender, which I do and I love, I do this. Okay, now you could make it very thin, or you can leave it a little thicker. This is a basic, you want to call it marinara. Please do not put oregano in it. Okay, that's a different recipe that I'll go. This is just a basic. In Italy, we actually call this filetto di pomodoro. This is your basic tomato sauce that has lots of different uses. Okay, and we will use it with our gnocchi today and the mozzarella, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. The tomato is all nice and emulsified. See what a beautiful thickness it is. So now we're going to let it cook. Never ever cover a tomato sauce. The concept of that is that if you do cover it like you would a pot of boiling water, it becomes like steamed, and it really kills the flavor. The sauce needs to be gently boiling. In Napoletano, we say piano, because if you get closer as it's boiling, it goes so that's how you want the tomato sauce cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna wait it to come to a boil before I cover it, and then let it cook. And once it starts boiling, lower your flame. I would say to a medium low, and let it just cook. Okay, the potatoes look ready. Yeah, it's ready, nice and soft. And I'm going to go ahead and drain them. Take a look at the tomato sauce like this. You want the air to escape at all time. Looks fantastic. What I'm going to do is close the flame and just chop up some fresh parsley right on top. I'm sorry, some fresh basil. No parsley in the tomato sauce unless you're making fish. Okay, hot potato. There's no other way to do this but do it hot, okay? So just remove the skin. They're gonna use a nabezze cucina or kitchen rag, and you just peel the potatoes, and then we get ready to rice them. 5 pounds of potato I'm putting through the ricer, okay? This is also known as a schiatta patate in Napoletano is schiaccia patate. Couldn't think of the Italian word. Okay, schiaccia patate. It's a ricer. I brought it back from Italy, but I'm sure plenty of stores. I think I've seen it in Bed Bath & Beyond, and Amazon will have it. I'm going to add 1 egg for the 5 pounds of potatoes, 3 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to start with 3 cups of flour. I cannot give you an exact measurement on the flour, and I'll tell you why. Depends on the how much flour the potato will absorb. I think 3 cups is a good start, and then we'll figure out as it goes along, okay? So let me just get the potatoes all mashed up on the counter. The salt is going right on. Okay. I made a hole around the potatoes. I'm gonna crack the egg right in the middle. Okay. I'm going to just mash it up a little bit with the fork right here. Okay. And now I'm also going to start. Okay. Next thing, please take your jewelry off. I just remember I gotta take my watch off. If you have rings on, take them off because it's pretty yucky. Okay. Again, I said I'm gonna start with 3 cups of flour. So here we go. Can't wait to get my hands getting this rolling. So exciting. It's gonna make one amazing meal tonight. Again, you don't have to be precise. I'm starting with the 3 cups. Let's see how much we really need. And here we go. Added the salt. I'm sorry it was off the video, but I did add the 3 teaspoons of salt. So look at this. What's amazing, like look at this. It looks like a big mess, but when it comes together, it's just such a pleasure to watch and work with. All right, I'm pulling the dough and all the flour off the table. Okay, I could tell it needs just a little bit more, so I'm going to say let's do about a 1/2 cup, just sprinkled on top. Okay. Again, depends on the humidity, like if the potatoes are newer potato or older potato, that makes a difference on how much water it absorbs. Okay, just gather all the work stuff together. Look at that. It's gonna make a lot of gnocchis. I would say a 1.5 potatoes a person, but if you got kids like mine, you might need more like 2 potatoes each. Wow, it's looking perfect. Let me just get everything back on. Wow, soft, wonderful dough. This is exactly how you want it to look. Look at that. Now we're gonna let it rest before we start working it. Okay? It's gotta bounce back when you press it. So let's get it rested and then we'll come back. I got a tablecloth and I'm gonna sprinkle some flour on it. So as I work the gnocchi, I'll put them here to rest. Okay? The dough looks nice and soft. Look at that. You see the indentation. So let's get started. So I'm going to get a piece. Get a piece right here. Sprinkle some flour on top and you're gonna start rolling. It's a very delicate dough, so you don't want to be too harsh. And then I'm going to also show you how to make the gnocchis. I have this little thing to make the ridges on the gnocchi. I'm not a fan of that because when we were little, I guess, we were 5 children, my grandmother, my grandfather, mom, dad, and always we had people over the house. So I guess my grandmother was too much work to get them on the ridges. So she just worked them with her hands, okay? So now you cut them, I'm gonna say about 1 inch. Okay, then sprinkle some flour and just like roll them. See that? Roll them like little pillows. Roll them. Roll them. See that? That's one stuck a little bit. Now the trick is for really a perfect gnocchi, it needs to rest a little bit. Over here where it's a little rough because I worked on it, it's easier to roll. Then what you just simply do, pick them up. I have another one. Pick them up and put them on here to rest. And now, okay, so we're working quickly because we have help. Thank you, Jessica.
No problem.
So very kind of you.
I'm here
We
all
have
day.
them all spread out and we're just gonna keep working quickly. Okay, again, roll. See? They're not gonna be perfect, just roll them. The 2 front fingers like this, roll them. Roll. Roll.
Okay.
I want to remind you that the dough is always going to be a little wet, and if you keep adding flour, it just keeps absorbing the flour, and what happens then, you have a very heavy gnocchi. They need to be almost like little pillows of cloud when you cook them. So the trick is to work with the least amount of flour and they stay very soft. It's gonna stick a little bit. So the best part to probably work is where it's a little, you can work on wood. It's great making them on wood. But if you take a look right here, I'll show you, where it's all a little sticky from mixing the dough. So see, that one didn't come out so good. But you see that? Then it's good. Like that. That's a perfect one. Not so good. Okay, that's a good one now. Just takes a little practice. There's no such thing as a right gnocchi and a wrong one. And the reason why it gets the roll is that it makes it lighter to digest. That's what they used to tell us when we were little, that you don't want to eat a lot of gnocchis, you don't want to eat them fast, and they gotta have the curve, so like that, they're easy to digest. What's the matter? Is this bad? Once you get the rhythm, look at that. Roll and kick, roll and kick, roll and kick. 2 front fingers, roll and kick, roll and kick, roll and kick. Here you go.
Oh, Sabrina's there. Hi.
For people not that don't have
Rino's on.
thing-
Rino's on.
Rino, ciao. Ciao Rino, we're live in Italy. We're live on Instagram. Okay. My cousin Rino said to me, Alessandra, not everybody has the wooden spoon. Do them like his mother would make it. Ciao zia Luisa. Okay, so you take a fork and you roll them on a fork.
C'è pure Davide.
Okay. Ciao Davide!
Ciao, Davide.
Così fa nonna Isa? Okay, you roll them on a fork. There you go. Not very easy for me to do them on a fork, but yeah, that's it. It's working. Just gotta do a couple and then it works. Guys, no fighting with the gnocchi. The gnocchis are ready. The water is in a beautiful rolling boil, which is exactly what you need. I'm going to salt my water, okay? And now I'm going to pick up the gnocchis from the cloth into a small plate, okay? And we'll put them in the water. Gently pick up the gnocchis, and I'm going to put them in the boiling water. Okay, gnocchis are all going in. Remember, when they come up to start floating, the gnocchis are ready. I'm also gonna taste the water to make sure it's salted enough. It's good, the salt is good. As my gnocchis are cooking, the tomato sauce is nice and hot. I took an oven-safe dish. I'm going to layer some sauce at the bottom. And as soon as the gnocchi come out and I drain them, I'm gonna start just adding them in this baking plate. And then with the mozzarella, the parmigiano, I am going to bake it in an oven, hot oven at 450 degrees.
Special helpers.
The assistants today. This is my gift for Mother's Day. Thank you, girls. Love you. Okay. I'm going to add some mozzarella and continue on with the gnocchi. Let me grab also some nice parmigiano reggiano to put inside. You can't go wrong. The parmigiano, the mozzarella, fresh basil leaves. I know I picked some out of the garden. Unfortunately, believe it or not, it's May, and some parts of the state we had snow today, which is really so it doesn't feel so right. Doesn't feel like Mother's Day. Feels more like Thanksgiving. Okay. The assistants are asking for a taste. Go ahead, girls. You deserve one.
I only see one there though. Huh?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Made this for my hand.
That was really good.
My hand made this.
Let me see. That's yours, Jessica. That's one you made.
Yeah, and it's the biggest one. It's good.
Mm.
10 out of 10.
Let me see. And me?
How is it?
Good.
Good? Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Seal of approval. Ready to put the first tray in the oven. It's on 4. I put it on 450 because we're getting a little hungry and I wanted to cook super fast. Okay.
So does that mean
Keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn. And just check on it in 10 minutes. We got a lot of gnocchi, so I even was able to make some gnocchi in the tegamino, okay? These are the crocks that I bought for French onion soup, but it's perfect for gnocchi alla Sorrentina. This is how they get served in Italy when you go to a restaurant. Gnocchi nel tegamino are ready too. And I just want to show you right here how much gnocchi the 5 pounds of potato made. Okay, here we are. Gotta be very careful that you don't burn yourself. Okay, this is very high. I'm gonna say 3.5 inches by maybe 13 inches long. And these 4 containers, and actually one more that we pretty much ate before tasting. Okay, that's it. What could I say? It's been a fabulous day. I had my girls in the kitchen, their good friend Jessica, my husband, everybody hands-on. These are the memories that the kids will have forever. Now, there's another little reason. Whenever they ask me for recipe, this is my cookbook. So I'm doing these videos so that one day they're not gonna be screaming, my mother did not leave us any recipes. So girls, this is all for you. And I thank them for making me a mommy. And we get to celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow. To all the mothers there and the future mothers, Happy Mother's Day. Be healthy, stay safe. Cheers, salute. Per 100 anni. Buon appetito. Ciao. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Going to taste them. They're very hot. They look delicious. Oopsie daisy. Okay, here we go. Taste test. Grab a little mozzarella. Soft, tender, not floury. Delicious. Delicious. Enjoy.